So we have a 2x8 half-inch plywood and about 8 pieces of 8-foot 2x4s, and we're gonna build this workbench. Since our table length is 6 feet, we're gonna mark these 8-foot 2x4s at 6 feet each. So this is how the framing for the table will be placed. So when measuring for the width right here with this length, it's important to remember that our width on the top here is 2 feet, but we have to account for the width of the 2x4s, which in reality is 1.5 inches, and 1.5 inches here. Together, that gives you 3 inches. So from 2 feet, subtract 3 inches, which is 1 foot and 9 inches. So that's what we're gonna mark on this piece right here for both widths of the framing. So now that we're ready to start framing, we'll be using 8x2.5 construction screws and a drill, of course. So let's go. All right, so framing is now complete, and now we're gonna start with the legs. All right, so these legs are gonna be 42 inches or 3 foot 6 inches. So we're gonna mark that now. So now we have our 4 lengths cut to 42 inches, and we're ready to drill them into the framing. For some parts of this drilling process, you'll find that it'll be helpful to use the clamps. And just like that, the legs are attached. Let's flip this over and see how it looks. There's our work table. Now, I already placed another piece of those 1 foot 9 inches blocking in the middle. I just placed it just for placement, but we're actually gonna measure the center point and then place that wood perfectly in the center. All right, so the blocking in the middle is centered. So now we're gonna drill it in. Looks, we're now gonna measure the blocking that's gonna go on the bottom legs. It's gonna go on the inside part over here. So we're gonna measure from here, this end, to the other end for the blocking that goes this way, and then we're gonna measure accordingly for the blocking that goes this way. And that's what we're gonna do right now. All right guys, so that piece measures out to be approximately 5 foot 9 inches. So that's what we're gonna mark right now. So, same concept as we did at the bottom. For this blocking going this way, we know that the distance from here to here is 18 7/8, right? So we subtract again the blocking that's gonna go here, which is 1.5 inch, 3 inches total. So 18 7/8 minus 3 inches should be approximately 15 7/8 inches going this way. So we're gonna make that cut now. So another thing that will be important to mention is that I'm gonna place this blocking about 6 inches down from all 4 corners. So I'm just gonna use a speed square for that, really simple. Just place it there. Mark 6 inches all around. As you guys can see, the back side is now on, so now we're gonna do the front side. All right, so the long blockings are in place. Now we have to apply these blockings right there. For this part right here, we can't really drill going in this part because this piece is already drilled in. So we're gonna just drill in on an angle from here to this piece of wood, from here to there. All right, as you can see guys, the bottom blocking is on there, on the sides. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the plywood. From this end, I measured approximately 6 foot 8 inches. That way I have 4-inch overhang on the sides for clamping and stuff. So we're gonna cut this now, and we're gonna get rid of this piece because we don't need that. To make this easier for myself, I got a plank of wood. I simply place the blade on the line, or wherever the line is, wherever it's touching on that side, the middle. That's where I lined up the plank, and I just clamped it to the bottom of the table. There's a second piece of plywood here. I chose not to do it, but there's also an option where you guys can make a storage space in the bottom. But this is just a basic, workbench. Maybe in a future video, we'll do the bottom one. All right, everybody, that is our completed workbench. Hope you guys enjoy, learn something from it, and see that it's really not that hard to build these type of things.